This past weekend, while you were watching football kick back in your Barca lounger, another game, much more deadly, was at play. Over the weekend, 5 top-level ICE field office directors in 5 cities were removed, gone. Denver, Los Angeles, Philadelphia, Phoenix, San Diego. Poof.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement officials in at least 5 major cities are being replaced by senior Border Patrol agents. We are told that officers were relieved of their jobs last week and they were moved to different positions.
They were summarily replaced by Trump orders, replaced by those who are using the bureaucratic silence to arrest anyone who either looks un-American or reports these unconstitutional threats. This wasn't some kind of management shuffle. It was a signal that things are about to change in clearly unimaginable ways for the 250 million Americans who aren't MAGA. This was done over the weekend as not to interfere with the American sleepwalk and this sense of, oh, it's just immigrants, it has nothing to do with me. Well, substitute immigrants with Jews, change the year to 1934, you begin to see what's happening.
Very fine people on both sides.
Denver, LA, Philadelphia, Phoenix, San Diego, they're major field hubs, places where ICE leadership coordinates thousands of enforcement actions, from deportations to detentions. The removal of these top directors means one thing. The White House and DHS are demanding tighter control, faster results, and less independence. The purge of these veteran administrators who've done this job for decades was because they weren't down with deporting people simply because they had brown skin. Here's the head of the Border Patrol. Listen.
It's not our operations. Our operations are all legal, ethical, and moral. We'll be about 1,600 apprehensions today. Amongst those 1,600, terrorists, child rapists, gang members, aggravated felons, a whole litany of really bad people walking those streets in broad daylight with impunity. So the operations are definitely sound. We've been doing this about 101 years now, Allie. We're legal, ethical, and professional for 101 years now. Our operations are all legal, ethical, and moral.
Morality? Go fuck yourself. You wearing masks and attacking old women, sending 9-year-olds with cancer to countries they've never been to? And the numbers I'm about to give you aren't from the Democratic Party, but instead the right-leaning Cato Institute. As of June 14th, ICE had booked into detention 204,000 individuals. Of those bookings, 65%, that's 133,000, had no criminal convictions whatsoever. Moreover, more than 93% of ICE arrests were never convicted of any violent offenses. About 9 in 10 had no convictions for violence or property offenses. And the majority of those convicted, incomplete immigration papers, a traffic offense, or a nonviolent vice crime.
Terrorists, child rapists, gang members, aggravated felons.
Go fuck yourself.
You know, when the Supreme Court recently allowed immigration agents in LA to take race into consideration during sweeps, Kavanaugh said the citizens shouldn't be concerned. He said, if officers learn the individual they stopped is a U.S. citizen or otherwise lawfully in the United States, they promptly let them go.
Yes, we drank beer. I liked beer. Still like beer.
But you stupid little twat, you can't just pull people over. Americans have been dragged, tackled, beaten, tased, and shot by immigration agents. They've had their necks kneeled on. They've been held outside in the rain while they're in their underwear. At least 3 citizens were pregnant when agents detained them. One of those women had already had the door of her home blown off while Kristi Noem just watched. American citizens have been held for up to a week without being able to phone lawyers or loved ones. Videos of U.S. citizens being mistreated by immigration agents have filled social media feeds, but there's little clarity of the overall picture. The government does not track how often immigration agents hold Americans. This, however, is clear. The Trump administration is not tracking the crimes of these ICE and border agents. But in the past, ICE's field officers had a degree of professional discretion. I live in San Diego. The immigrants who cross here are mostly documented with work visas. And the bullshit lies from the White House play on the old saw about how immigrants are stealing from us.
The far left faction of Senate Democrats shut down the government because we wouldn't give them hundreds of billions of dollars for health care benefits for illegal aliens.
They want to reinstate free health care paid for by taxpayers to illegal aliens.
They want $1.5 trillion for health care for illegal aliens.
Are you denying that Medicaid money has never gone to illegal aliens in the United States of America?
What a C. The truth is, undocumented Americans aren't taking, they're giving.
How much do you think undocumented immigrants pay into the tax system every year?
Zero.
Nothing.
Oh, probably nothing.
Undocumented, I would guess 0. And why would they pay anything?
My guess is nothing.
Into the system. They pay it into the system.
Okay.
So through ITN number.
So undocumented immigrants?
Undocumented immigrants. They pay Medicare, they pay Social Security. They don't get Social Security.
Right, But they pay into it.
into
I
it.
wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that.
The old ICE would prioritize violent offenders, as they should, and work with local law enforcement to make the area safe. This, however, is a purge. Discretion's taking a back seat to quotas, results matter more than realities, and local realities mean even less. Trump is changing leadership in 5 cities overnight, and that tells you something, and it says it out loud. We're no longer playing safe, we're pushing the limits. And the tension between local and state and the feds is boiling over. The fight between sanctuary cities and the federal government is now about Trump's purge of brown people. While Trump is saying it out loud, we need more white immigrants. For the record, sanctuary cities saw less crime because undocumented people work with police to get the very people Trump claims to be hunting. But now, if you're an immigrant, undocumented or not, would you pick up the phone and call these fuckers?
This is one of the many hallways in lower Manhattan where masked immigration agents have been apprehending people outside of their routine immigration court check-ins. It's been happening almost every single day for the better part of the last 2 months, and we came here to witness it for ourselves. As of mid-June, ICE was detaining nearly 60,000 people. That's almost 45% above the capacity that was funded by Congress. And according to recent reporting from the New York outlet The City, inside this building, 26 Federal Plaza, apprehensions and hours spent in detention skyrocketed earlier this summer. An average of 89 people were detained inside 26 Federal Plaza each night in June, more in May and June alone than the first 4 months of the year combined.
The purge happens while federal agents are being deployed in U.S. cities like Chicago, Portland, or D.C., and these deployments don't wait for local leaders. They don't ask permission. They don't seek consensus. ICE is removing the local field directors, people who understand how to coordinate with states, counties, mayors, all replaced by these fascist fucks like this guy.
Children will be taught to love America. Children will be taught to be patriots. Children will be taught civic values for schools that want federal taxpayer funding.
This is a test run, a pilot program, a way to test the mechanics of enforcing oppressive, fascist, ideological mandates, while the media is silenced by conservative ownership and threats. When top law enforcement and paramilitary officials are swapped out for political lackeys, it's obvious they're preparing to go all in. But guess what? So are we.
Goddamn right.
I think the president is definitely f***ing Satan.
I kept my underwear on.
I'm very excited about that.
You're a nasty person.
Go fuck yourself.
They know how to get to me.
A witch hunt.
Suck my fat one.
They had what?
Who you talking to?
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy. So this is the guy that peddles in garbage.
I'm Chip Franklin.